Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers, and this is Ram welcoming you all to your favorite show, the Cricket Happening Show. Well, dear friends, we are all in a festive mood right now. We know the world is passing through a real crisis with the second variant of the coronavirus just rearing its head right now. We have seen some and COVID, unfortunately, cricket is at full flight right now. The festive atmosphere, Christmas is around the corner. It has been a year that probably one would like to forget, but definitely there will be some memories that will still remain. But well, that is something that we can always dwell about. But here we are. I really mean business as far as cricket is concerned. Now, as far as cricket is concerned, we are all one Australia take on India, and Australia already have got a Christmas gift when they won the first Test match against India, and India were absolutely humiliated there. They were bowled out for 36, the lowest ever score for India in their Test history. So definitely the Boxing Day test, as you know, the traditional Boxing Day test is going to be played at the MCG as it normally is played, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, as we call it, the MCG. But there has been some COVID cases in Australia as well. So that has also prompted them whether it would be played at the MCG. As of now, I think it should be played at the MCG. But unless and until there's going to be some changes where, if at all, they're going to play it in either Brisbane or is it going to be played in Sydney, one does not know. But as of now, I would love this Boxing Day Test match in Australia to be played at the MCG. It will be like a record crowd. As you know, after the Christmas, everybody in a very good atmosphere, a lot of people mingling together, a lot of things happening. So one would definitely love to see this traditional Boxing Day test between India and Australia being played at the MCG. Now, the other boxing, as you know, Boxing Day is a very significant day. There is another test match which is going to happen on Boxing Day, and that would be happening in New Zealand, where New Zealand take on Pakistan in the first test match after Pakistan salvaged some pride in winning the final T20 with Mohammad Rizwan leading the show with an unbeaten 89. It's time now for a different catch, and that would be a Boxing Day test match, which is coming up between Pakistan and New Zealand, as you know, on 26th, the Boxing Day. And also, there's one more test match that is going to happen. As we all know, Sri Lanka are already there in South Africa. And Sri Lanka and South Africa, last time you would remember that the Sri Lankans did something that had never been done in the past by going and beating the South Africans in South Africa. This time, definitely, I think both the teams are strong. Definitely, South Africa will have the home advantage. There's no doubt about it. But definitely, one is looking forward to the first test match on the Boxing Day at the Centurion Park, where South Africa take on Sri Lanka. And what a bonanza here! I mean, everybody would be sitting in their homes, couched in their will be on their couches, and watching these matches. I mean, 3 matches coming up on Boxing, and everybody in a very good. I know that there is a lot of things going on in the world. The coronavirus is raging. The second variant of it has come out. One only hopes that is warded off, but definitely, but there is still something to be getting away, and something that makes us feel a bit happy, and that is cricket. That is cricket at its best, and that is coming up, dear fans, on Boxing Day. And I'm very glad that I have to tell all this to all those loyal cricket fans, friends and subscribers of my Cricket Happening show, that I will be very much doing. You would very much be seeing me in all flesh and blood, talking about everyday match proceedings. Because the reason being that I'm on a holiday here in Christmas. It's my Christmas holidays here, and it extends till 3rd of December. So I'm definitely at home, and I'll be connecting with you every time the cricket is going on. So that is one good thing that is going to happen. It's going to be the passion, which is going to give me the opportunity to share my views with all the cricket fans, friends, and subscribers of this particular show, Cricket Happening. I'm looking forward to it, and definitely will be waxing eloquent when the time comes. So now, so that's a brief on what cricket is in store as far as the Boxing Day Test matches are concerned. Now, let's talk about the India-Australia Test match, which is coming up. That is a second Test match. India will definitely and there's a lot of things going on. Virat Kohli has gone back home, as we all know. Mohammad Shami has been injured. There is also, there is also talk as to what is going to happen. Prithvi Shaw has been going through some real flaws in his technique, and there is a call. Now, in my opinion, I would really plump for KL Rahul, because Rahul is the most experienced. Subman, yes, he's an experienced person and not a very experienced person at that, but KL Rahul is much more experienced as far as Test cricket is concerned. He has been a regular opener for his state side as well. So one would reckon that KL Rahul would be the one who would be replacing Prithvi Shaw and opening the innings. So India have a lot of problems. Mohammad Shami is out of business, and Mohammad Shami, as we know, is a vital cog. Even though he did not take any wickets in the first Test match, one always believes that Mohammad Shami is someone who can really surprise you with some very, very good deliveries. And it's very sad that Mohammad Shami is out of the Test series. So that really makes it all the more interesting, all the more difficult, because India is already crippled with that man who could make the difference, the man who could make that aggressive difference in Australia. Virat Kohli is not there, so his place. It's a matter of not conjecture, but it is. I have a feeling. My take would be that KL Rahul should open the innings along with Mayank Agarwal, and we should see Shubman Gill slotted in that Virat Kohli slot. Shubman Gill, who is a good eye player, gets his time to play his strokes as well. The MCG pitch should be nice and bouncy and should be unlike the first Test match pitch, I reckon. So that is coming along. Shubman Gill and Mohammad Shami. There's going to be someone who is going to make their Test debut in Australia. It could be Navdeep Saini. It could be Mohammad Siraj. Mohammad Siraj, playing for India A, has had a very good record overseas. He has done very well. I'm sure he has done very well in New Zealand. He has picked up a lot of fifers. Australia, I'm not really sure about, but nevertheless, he also bowled in the match against the Australia A team, picked up a few wickets as well. So one would reckon that Mohammad Siraj would be the one who would be making his Test debut. Preferred to, I believe he should be the one who should be making his Test debut. Navdeep Saini definitely bowls with a lot of heart. He's pacey, but I feel Navdeep Saini needs to improve his line and length. But Mohammad Siraj, to me, after looking at the way he bowled at the Australia A batsman, I would rather go for Mohammad Siraj. So, and as far as the Aussies are concerned, Aussies have some injury problems as well. They have injury problems. So David Warner still not fit and not able to play in the second Test match. He's going to miss it. So that would be equal for equals for Kohli versus Warner. So both are not there. So that's okay. And then we will have. I'm not foreseeing much changes, but Bo Burns definitely would keep his spot now after making that 50 that he did in the second innings. Which was an aggressive, it was a very good one at that, which would have really increased his confidence a great deal. Also in India, while this is going to happen, the Boxing Day Test match is happening. There's some news coming in from India as well. As you know, recently we saw that Sunil Joshi was the one who is the head of the selection panel, Indian Selection Cricket Committee, the Board of Control for Cricket in India Selection Committee, and I'm going to talk about that. There have been some changes that have been made. India is going to have a brand new selection panel now. One would remember this bloke that I'm talking about, whoever were following cricket, one will always remember Miadad's last ball 6 against this hapless bowler, Chetan Sharma, in Sharjah cricket ground. When the last ball, Pakistan needed 6 runs. Mohammad Javed Miadad, the former Pakistan great batsman, smote Chetan Sharma into the crowd, and that was something which was there in memory for quite a long time and still is. And that man, that hapless bowler Chetan Sharma, is the one who has been picked up in the Selection Cricket Committee. on the board of control for cricket in India. So Chetan Sharma comes as one director. They also have Abhay Kuruvilla. Abhay Kuruvilla was a bowler who was a part of the MRF Pace Foundation, which Dennis Lilly was running. But unfortunately, Abhay Kuruvilla, I think probably due to injuries, could not play a lot of test matches. He used to play for Mumbai. He was a tall guy, and he used to get some very tremendous bounce out of the wicket. So, but Abhay Kuruvilla unfortunately could not last long. So Abhay Kuruvilla is the other one who has been selected in the cricket committee. Then they have Debashish Mohanty. Now, Debashish Mohanty is someone who has hardly played in. I believe he played one test match, if I'm not wrong, against the West Indies, if my memory is right here. They also have Harvinder Singh, the all-rounder. So this is the new selection cricket committee for India, and one has to see what are the things that they are going to come up with. And Abhay Kuruvilla and Debashish Mohanty were the fast bowlers. Other than that, but I'm told that there were also four other players who applied, but unfortunately could not make the cut. It was Ajit Agarkar, the all-rounder, Maninder Singh, the left-arm spinner former, Nayan Mungia, the former wicket-keeper, Sritam Das, the batsman, and Ranadev Bose, the pace bowler. So these were the players who basically did not make it to the board of control for India cricket selection committee. And also this particular team, it is going to be a sort of a brand new look for this in the selection board of control for cricket India selection committee. And also the first assignment that they will be having is that India will be touring England in the year 2021. And that is going to have 4 test matches, 5 T20s, and 3 one-day internationals. We know against England, it is something which is a very, very wonderful spectacle. And I'm told that will be the first assignment for these cricket selectors to select the team. So that will be very interesting. Now, the other thing that I would like to, and also I'm not going to go into those details, but and also let's remember that Chetan Sharma was the first Indian bowler, the first bowler. He was the first bowler to grab a hat trick when he dismissed the New Zealand players in the 1987 World Cup. He clean bowled Ken Rutherford, the wicketkeeper Ian Smith, who is the cricket commentator, as we all know, and even Chatfield, the most economical bowler. He clean bowled all of them to grab a World Cup hat trick for the first, and also was the first Indian bowler to do so in one-day internationals. Just a synopsis of the Board of Control for India new look selection cricket selection committee, and let's see what they come up with. Are they going to bring up some new things, new innovation, probably bring up some innovations as far as selections are concerned? And also the Board of Control for Cricket in India has approved a 10-team IPL team. So as you know, now we are going to have 10 teams in the IPL from the year 2022. Now, as far as so the second test, Melbourne, as I said, is coming up. That's the Boxing Day test matches. South Africa and Sri Lanka. That is going to be a real spectacle. As you remember, last time when the Sri Lankans were there in South Africa, they did something which was never done, and that was to, I believe it was winning the series against South Africa in South Africa, which is a very difficult thing to do. And Kushal Pereira was the hero in one of those matches when he went on to make a big century and not only saved the team, but took them to victory. And Kushal Pereira, the Sri Lankan batsman. Now, and I think the Sri Lankan bowling is also looking well-rounded. They have a nice pace attack, which is full of beans, one could say. And also the other end, South Africa, as we know, on their home ground, South Africa have a lot of new players in their mix as well. So it will be very interesting to see what really goes on. But I think it's going to be a tremendous series, which is coming up between South Africa and Sri Lanka at the first test match at the Centurion Park. The other thing, now we get on to New Zealand versus Pakistan. As you know, New Zealand won the T20 series against Pakistan, but Pakistan's captain, Mohammad Rizwan, who was the captain due to Shadab Khan not able to play, showed, and definitely a lot of credit to them because without even their very, very prolific and very, very able player Babar Azam not taking the scene. Still, Pakistan had a good victory over New Zealand to salvage some pride. But now it's Test cricket, and it is a different thing altogether. And definitely, if you look at Pakistan's team again, this will be a Boxing Day Test match. But again, one has to see that Pakistan are having a lot of injury woes. Babar Azam, the captain, is not going to be playing. They have Mohammad Rizwan would be leading the side. The other thing is that Imamul Haq, the specialist opener, is also out of business, being unfit. And that is also not good news for them. And so they are having a lot of injury issues, Pakistan, and that is not going to be easy on them. The other news that I could give you, the other news that I could give you here is the Mujib Khan, the spinner who has been playing for Middlesex in the past in the English County Cricket League. He comes back to Middlesex for the 2021 T20 Blast. And also very another thing, pertinent thing that I want to talk about. As I said, Pakistan are already having a lot of injury woes, and Shadab Khan, the all-rounder, joins them as well. As you know, Shadab Khan is a very wonderful utility player for Pakistan. He's predominantly the specialist bowler, but of late we have seen that his batting skills has improved immeasurably, and we know what he is capable with the bat as well. And besides that, his fielding is a big plus for the team. But unfortunately, Shadab Khan won't be a part of the Pakistan Test team for the first Test, that is the Boxing Day match coming up against New Zealand. So, other than that, the Big Bash League is still going on. Yesterday, we saw a wonderful match where Pearson was actually made the stand-in captain due to whatever reason, the stand-in captain, and he fired 69, but unfortunately that still could not take them over the line with the strikers, actually the Adelaide Strikers winning the match, but they could not clinch the win against the Strikers. Won by 2 runs, but Brisbane Heat, who has been struggling in this Big Bash League, not having a single win under their belt, once again could not get on to their first points in the Big Bash League. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, it was a pleasure talking to you about what's coming up in the Boxing Day Test matches. Keep an eye tomorrow on my cricket show. Hopefully, I'll be coming up with a cricket preview of the Boxing Day Test matches happening at 3 areas: Pakistan versus New Zealand, India versus Australia, and South Africa versus Sri Lanka. So that would be the one which you will be looking at tomorrow. And as I said, I am there with you, dear fans and subscribers, December 3rd, as I am definitely there to share all those moments, as this is my holiday time right now, and I will have a lot of time at my disposal to come and connect with you all, and that gives me added pleasure. And I've seen, so at least you can say that till such time my holidays are done, I'll be doing this as a daily cricket show, and I'm sure some people, some of the audience really like my show, and they would be really glad about this. Well, always keep an eye, as I always say, that I have a real cricket presence on all the platforms. It's not only YouTube. You can go to Twitter to look at my cricket tweets, which is done occasionally, one could say right now. And then my cricket website, www.cricket-status.com. And also, I have a big presence on Cricket Reddit, where definitely I put something on Cricket Reddit platform as well. So keep an eye and definitely keep yourself tuned in. You're going to see me do this on a daily basis till December 3, I promise. That's it from me, your host Ram, for today, and look forward to having your company when it will be the cricket previews of the Boxing Day Test matches, which are coming up on Boxing Day. Until then, it's goodbye.